Hello, 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 everybody, and welcome to another fabulous, exciting, thrilling, auspicious, I like that word, auspicious evening, and I'm so excited to have Lisa Noland-Shalosky with us this evening. It is always a joy to have you in our presence and for you to share your wisdom. And today, everybody, and we'll say hello in a minute. Today, we are talking about, ready, Lisa? We're talking about different perspectives.
Yes. Oh, wait a minute.
Wait, let's do it again. Ready? Different, there you go. Different perspectives. And that's lovely. That's lovely. Let's say hello to everybody. Hello, Cindy and Amanda and Ellen and Ron. Good to see you, Ron. Ron's in Israel. So everybody, please pray for everyone in Israel and everybody that is hurting. May peace be shown to each human. May kindness be shown to each human. So thank you, everybody. Carson, hello. June, hello. Delora. Shonda, good to see you, my friend. Jamie, hello. And Beth and Sharon and Joy to the world. Good to see you. Dina and Tawny and Rhonda and Felicia. Hello. Rachel, Elizabeth. Hello, my friend. And Jill and Joy says, hello, ladies and family. Hello. And Lisa is saying, hello, everyone. Great to be here. Yes, great to be here. Janelle, so good to see you, my friend. So thanks, everybody, for being with us. And Kim, thank you, thank you, thank you. So, y'all know how I met Lisa. And if you don't know how I met Lisa, watch one of the other videos. I'm kidding. We all met at Celebrate Your Life back in 2019.
It's been that long.
It's been that long. 2019.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. And we're just talking about this. And here's the thing: right after her chemo, right after everything that she went through, she came to our wedding. And our wedding is going to be a year on Tuesday. And even though you weren't feeling well, you still came to the wedding, which meant the world to me. To have you there. I know we couldn't talk as much, but you still have a trip to make out here, and your room, your guest room's all ready for you.
Yeah. This time, no sour beer. That's what made me sick, was the sour beer.
Sour beer. Okay. Carson, yes, prayers. Thank you. Al, hello, Al. So good to see you. You've been in my prayers and thoughts as well. Facebook user, hello. Thank you for being here. So we have known each other for so long, and I have to tell you, Lisa is talented, and Lisa's circumstances of how she's moved through life is why I wanted to. This month is called, the theme is called Change, and I wanted Lisa to give thoughts on changing our perspective and how we shift our mind and create and be inspired by the inner wisdom that we already have. We're just not tapped into it. And I think it's really important for you to share whatever you receive, everybody, whatever you receive, because you could be wrong, you could be right, but you could make a difference in one person's life if you share from your perspective. Hi, Sharon. Sharon says, Lisa is truly
Thank you.
Inspiring. Thank you. Elise, thank you for being here. Thanks so much. So, how has your perspective changed in the way that you do your work? Let's start there.
I'm going to say it's been an evolution, right? For me anyway, I didn't just wake up one day and all of a sudden my perspective was changed. But since I've been on this journey, gosh, I'm 57 years old now. I started this journey somewhere in my late 30s, and come into this a very judgmental person, very, very one-sided, my way, highway, right? Like a lot of different people are there. And it's taken me a lot of years of just doing the work with spirit and seeing things from a different viewpoint, right? Like, so for example, I don't know, has anybody ever heard of the blind men and the elephant? Have you heard that parable?
No, I have not.
Okay, so I'm gonna, if you don't mind, I brought this up. I'm gonna read this because it's really, really, really powerful in helping people understand how to look at things differently, or how we all have different perspectives, right? Based on our beliefs, our upbringings, geographics, uh, you know, uh, you know, um, color of my skin, all these different things, my financial status growing up. I mean, everything can give us a different perspective. And this is called The Blind Men and the Elephant. And it's short, but it says the parable of the blind men and the elephant is a story of a group of blind men who have never come across an elephant before, and who learn and imagine what the elephant is like by touching it. Each blind man feels a different part of the elephant's body, but only one part, such as the side or the tusk. Then they describe the elephant based on their limited experience, and their descriptions of the elephant are different from each other. In some versions, they come to suspect that the other person is dishonest, and they come to blows. The moral of the parable is that humans have a tendency to claim absolute truth based on their limited subjective experience. And as they ignore other people's limited subjective experiences, which may be equally true. So this parable came to me years and years ago. And I use this quite often, especially when I'm reading for people. And let's just say I'm down in my reading room, which is in my basement area. And if I'm trying to get someone to look at something from a different viewpoint, I'll use this example. I'll talk about the parable of the elephants, and how it brought people to odds. But it was an elephant. They were only just looking at one part of it, right? They were feeling one part of it because they couldn't see. But if I'm sitting there looking at the client, and I'm looking at the part of the room that's behind them, that's my perspective, right? My perspective is, oh, I see an old-fashioned sewing machine, and I see a green chair in the corner. And the person sitting across from me is going, what sewing machine? What green chair, right? Because they don't have it in their line of sight. Thus, they have a completely different perspective. They're looking at the wall behind me, and they're seeing this alpaca hanging with Pachi Papa on it, and they're seeing, the color of my walls and a salt lamp, So all of us, every single moment of everything we do, we are looking from our perspective of what our eyes can see, and what we can feel, what we can touch, what we can taste. And all of these perspectives start forming as soon as we're born, really, right? My perspective of no one's going to come for me, if I'm crying, and like they always say, let a baby cry until it settles itself down. Well, then we develop a perspective of, well, shit, I'm in this alone. No one's coming for me. I got to figure this out, right? All the way up to everything in everyday life, and especially now, there is so much going on in the world where we can really go inward, and we can really determine within ourselves, do we need to change our perspective, right? Depending on who you listen to, what you read, or what you're watching, the Palestinians and Hamas are right, or Israel's right. And they both have their own perspective on why they are right. So who is ultimately right, So we can use this in every aspect of our life. So for me, it's been something that I am always paying attention to now that it's come into my awareness. And then, of course, we had the fire in the house, and I had a choice. I could just kick, scream, and fight, and punch out the guy who started the fire, right? Or I could just say, all right, I'm gonna look at this from a different perspective. We're just gonna have an experience outside of the house. We lived in a hotel for 2 different hotels for a month until we found permanent housing for the rest of the 9 months that we were out of our home. But you know, what that fire was on October 28th, and then December 6th, I was diagnosed officially with cancer. So, you know, it's one of these things where I could have looked at that and become very angry with God, or very angry with spirit, or refused to do this work anymore, you know, because I wasn't able to see it for myself, you know, whatever. But I had to look at this from a different perspective and go, okay, interesting. Why am I drawing these experiences to myself? What am I learning from them? And how can I teach others through what I'm learning? So it's just, it's so incredibly important for all of us, because nothing is a hard, solid truth.
Right.
To me, the truth is always changing, because I'm always changing.
Right.
What was my truth a year ago may not be my truth now, because I now have a different perspective on. I'll give you an example. When years ago, when I was first starting this work, I started in a thing called I started energy healing with a thing called uh, pranic healing.
Yes.
And I had gone to, I'll say St. Louis or someplace like that for a training. And one of the gentlemen, one of the people that went with us, he was a gentleman who was paralyzed from the waist down from a motorcycle accident.
Mhm.
Right. So he's like, hey, and he drove himself there. He's like, hey, you know, we were all getting ready to go and go out to eat. And he's like, hey, well, why don't you just ride with me? And I was like, sure, no problem. Right. Well, then when we pull into the restaurant where the handicap place was, somebody was parked in there without a handicap sticker. And then the car next to the only handicap spot left parked so far over that he could barely get his door open and could barely get his wheelchair out of the back seat. And it never dawned on me until I had the perspective of being with someone who needed that wide breath from that door in order to get their chair out. And, you know, so that was a different perspective for
Right.
me, you
Right.
know, to be able to see and think, oh, wow. You know, and even my mom, sometimes it's easier to, you know, she can ambulate, but she's very slow. And sometimes it's just easier to put her in a wheelchair and wheel her around. We go to a restaurant, you don't realize how difficult it is opening a door, getting someone into a bathroom stall that's in a wheelchair, until you're actually doing it. And then you realize, why the hell did they make these doors so small? And why aren't they giving you more room to turn your chair around when you get a person in here? Everything we do in every waking moment, we have an opportunity to change our perspective. If we won't just, you know, if we will stop being so hard-headed and thinking that everything we believe is truth.
Because you bring up a really good point, and we're going to just so, and thank you guys for all the comments. And I didn't want to interrupt Lisa, and
Oh,
thank
I
you.
get on a roll.
No, I'm the same way with you. I'm the same way. So, and welcome everybody that joined. Here's in regards to intuition, everybody. If you are that stubborn, hard-headed person, and it's got to fit this, this has to fit in this way because that's the only way to do it. That's the only way that I get X, Y, and Z. You're limiting yourself, and you are limiting everybody else around you. If we were to say, and I was talking to Lisa about this, I shared with Lisa about the mediumship training that we did with Tony Stockwell.
Uh-huh.
That Tony is, yes, he's studied evidential, he's taught evidential, he's taught at Arthur Finley, and still, in fact, still does. He's done over 5,000 demonstrations. But he said there's more than just they died this way. This is what happened. This is what happened. This is what happened. And their favorite color was blue. They're showing me this. They're showing me that. Here's a quick message and done. You know, that is limiting. He's like modern day mediumship takes it a step further.
Mm-hmm.
Now, before, because for the most part, everybody, you all know that I'm pretty much a rule keeper. There's a couple things that I'm not, especially when I'm with. So, but it opened my eyes because I thought, oh, I'm doing it wrong. So I better pull that back. And now I found out, according to Tony, and saying that we're limiting ourselves to step outside of that box, and we did all these exercises 8 hours a day. Fascinating. And fascinating how when we once again say yes to ourselves instead of nope, that's it. Nope, I can't. There's nothing. Nope. Well, if we do this, we take the blinder off. And it's exactly what you're saying on how our perspective can change. And are we willing? Are we
That,
willing to look at
that's
somebody
yes,
different?
yes.
Are we willing to say, yes, you hurt me. I'm going to react different. I'm going to say, I don't agree with that. And you, ma'am, sir, are going to treat me differently. And if you don't, I walk away. I walk away because I am better than that. It's changing our perspective, everybody, and noticing that the inner wisdom comes from within when we're allowing ourselves to be guided in that way. When you are actually calling it in and saying yes. Because my new favorite saying, Lisa, yes, I am. Yes, I can, because yes, I am.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, thanks. Please,
That's
Barb.
awesome.
Yes,
That's awesome.
yes, I can, because yes, I am. Whole top of my head is tingling. So Rachel says, yes, self-respect and boundaries are so important. Carson says, if we want to see change and unity in the world, we have to be willing to change and unify ourselves.
That's excellent.
It starts with us. Michelle says, I think there's usually always more than one way to do something. Of course it does. Heather says, you need merchandise with that. Who's willing to help with the merchandise? I'll do it. Let's do it. So what would you say, like, the way that you give, like, okay, so for example, many of you know that Lisa is, if you don't know, Lisa is a trance channeler. So when you're in trance, that perspective is completely, or can be, because you don't remember everything you say, right?
No.
Okay. I think that perspective is completely different to what Lisa would say,
Yes.
meaning you.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
So fascinating how when you trance channel, and do you want to explain to people a little bit about what trance channel is?
Yeah, so trance channeling, to me, there's varying degrees of channeling. Some people are light, some people are heavy. Light trance, I would consider someone like Esther Hicks being
Yes.
in a lighter trance,
Yeah.
right? She's still trancing, but she's in a lighter trance because she can walk around the room, eyes are open, she can engage with people that she's looking directly at. But Abraham's there, right? You can just see it in her eyes. The way I trance is what I call a deep trance channel, where I have to sit my bum down, can't stand up, eyes don't open, and I completely surrender into letting a higher divinity energy into this vessel, into this space. We just channeled the other night, and it was just absolutely beautiful. Um, this was I don't know, I think it was Wednesday. And I was kind of, look, I'm a psychic medium. I do this work, but I have off days, right? I have off days. And
Yeah.
I was having an off day where I was kind of like, ugh. And I kept hearing spirit say, because all I wanted to do, I was like, I don't know, 1:30, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I was like, oh, I got time to squeak in a nap before my husband gets home. And I kept hearing spirit go, don't, you need to start doing something, do something creative, just do something creative, right? Change your perspective on where you are, just do something creative. I'm going to show you what I got into. It's really fun. But I decided to paint pumpkins because I had bought pumpkins for a
Love the picture. Awesome.
for this. This is so I'm gonna show you because they're just fun. Oh, there they are. See my little pumpkins? So I painted pumpkins, and I just let my inner child just have fun for an hour. And when my husband got home, he asked me if we could channel. I was like, sure, let's get out. my energy was so on point, and it felt so good. And she even complimented me on overcoming the mind and body wanting to sit down and take a nap, and shifting my perspective on what I was doing into changing my energy and getting into creativity. So if you can get into changing your perspective, get into some kind of creative act. I don't care, even just cleaning or something, but just doing something. If you can do something that has fun behind it, like color or make bracelets, or do a walk, change your perspective. She even said my energy felt so amazing once I was able to shift myself out of that. So we
Yep.
can all do it, right? I have those days, but we can all do something different simply by changing our mind, right?
So true. So true. And that's what we did, Lisa, on this last retreat. It was called Manifest Your Desires. Some of the people that were on the retreat that have been on other retreats are like, hey, how come, you're being lenient with us? Because I gave them a couple more breaks than I normally do. And it's because manifesting takes time to process.
Uh-huh.
If you go on aspects of love, it's all heart work. If I gave them time to sit for 2 hours and take a chill, then they go right back into their heads. So it's very different. It is, Delora made a really bad funny, but it was cute. Yeah. Heather says, it's been one hell of a growth year since I stumbled upon you a year ago. Thanks, Heather. Being willing to say yes is literally transformative. Yes. Rachel
Yeah.
loves Esther Hicks. And so you squashed your tiredness. That's cute, Delora. Felicia, crocheting again, right? So much fun. I may have to go get 2 pumpkins. Yes. And here's the thing. Okay, Ron, how does it work with procrastination? Fascinating, because when you are procrastinating, you are choosing to avoid what needs to be done. When we went out on the retreat and we blew bubbles to get in touch with our inner child and be silly, it shifted the perspective of, I got to manifest. How do I manifest? What's going on? Okay, let's blow some bubbles and look, we're just having fun with it.
Yeah.
So what is something that you could do, Ron, that you enjoy that will shift that procrastination? Because sometimes it's just got to get done, but we keep ourselves safe by keeping ourselves stuck.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one.
Thank you. Please quote me.
Yeah.
And it is, Chris said, love my inner child. Don't do enough of this. It's true.
Yeah.
So when we change that perspective of I'm stuck, I can't, you change it to just saying I'm stuck. Well, I'm challenged. So what's the challenge here? The challenge is getting my ass off the couch. Okay. So go watch Mel Robbins, and she's like, do the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and go. So she's like, you just say to yourself 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you just get up. You just do it. Look it up on YouTube. Mel Robbins, I think it's
I'm writing it down.
Yeah. Danielle, blast off. Thanks, Carson. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off. Yes. So Danielle says stuck is comfortable. Yeah, totally is. Totally is comfortable. But even like for Lisa, even when she's in trance, even when I do my connecting to the archangel realm, it's still like, this is something different. I'm remembering the parts that I need to remember. I don't remember all of it, but it is something very different. It is about saying to you, everyone here, saying to you that I'm going to switch it, because here's another one that I've been using. You cannot repair what you replay. Okay. So just think about that. Mel Robbins, she has a YouTube channel too. Yes. A good way to unleash your inner child and get your ass off the couch. Adopt a puppy. You're cute. Yeah. Get into the vortex. You're right. Mary Jane says, I can feel comfortable and uncomfortable at the same time. Totally. Totally.
Mm-hmm.
So I would have to say that, you have, with being, diagnosed with cancer, with going through all that, with being a cancer, I will say warrior, because you really battled through that shift and how you see things and how you relate things is a huge
Oh,
eye.
immensely. One of the things when I got to, obviously when you're first diagnosed with something like that, and we it was on the heels of us being out of our home because of the fire. It was like, okay, how much more can we take? And then I had to shift my perspective and say, there's a lot more people having a lot more difficult problems than I had. Even though I was battling cancer, there was a hell of a lot more people battling things way more difficult than I was.
Right.
And I would always tell myself that somebody else has it worse, Lisa. Just get your shit going. Just pick them up and put your big girl panties back on and just keep doing it. Can I sit here and say I was that positive every day? No. But that was all part of my learning experience, right? That was all part. But I never, ever, not ever one time ever was a victim to cancer. I was always like, okay, because I believe I've told this story before. 2 years before I was diagnosed with cancer, I had a dream I was going to get cancer. So it was always running in the back of my mind like this. I didn't manifest it, but it was just kind of like a, hey, by the way,
By the way,
right? Like,
take
hey, by
note.
the way,
Yeah.
just take note. So when it happened, I was like, all right. So um, the type of cancer I had, if you're going to get cancer, was one of the most curable types. Um, and it changed my perspective on life. Because I can remember the day, when I did my first chemo treatment, they told me about 17 days I would start losing my hair. Where it started about day 14, 15, where just big clumps were just falling out. And I was like, okay, baby, it's time, right? So my husband shaved my head for me. And one of the things he asked me when he was doing that is, what had cancer taught me so far? And I did. I had to pause. And I said, it's taught me to find joy in every single day. And changing my perspective of how I was perceived by other people is probably one of the greatest lessons I learned through cancer, because I always grew up like, and I'll still, I'm human, so I still have that. What do people think? What do people feel? Because we all judge.
Right.
But I, lost all my hair and never once wore a wig. Now I would wear a hat because it was cold when I had cancer. So, and it's, I feel bad for bald men now. I have a different perspective on what it means to be bald and how your head gets cold, the list goes on and on and on and on and on. And I would challenge everybody listening to put a list of things together of where have you changed your perspective and how can you keep doing that in order to see things from a glass half full versus half empty. How can you flip that? How can you flip, like make a new statement or make a new thought pattern? How can you flip these things to be things that you can grow from versus things that you like let a steamroller run over you from?
Right.
It was hell. I almost died. It chemo perforated my bowels. I wasn't able to finish. I was in the hospital for 5 days facing bowel reconstructive surgery, and thank God from days of prayer, I was able to, the body was able to heal itself and I didn't have to have that. But then when I elected to have a full hysterectomy because of the type of cancer I have a thing now called Lynch syndrome, which predisposes me to cancers in other parts of the body, especially female. So I was like, take it out.
Right.
And even the doctor said, I find it really hard to believe that chemo perforated your bowels. Well, come to find out that when he did my surgery, which was only supposed to be 2.5 hour surgery, it was over 5 hours because it did perforate my bowels. And I had a lot of adhesion from something I had done years ago, which, you know, and he told me later, yeah, you really did, because there was like a lot of scar tissue. However, he was able to tell that. But you know, even when all of that was going on, I was still able to keep my perspective on a high note, and what I'm going to teach people through this, and what am I teaching myself through how I'm managing this. You know, everything, everything. You have an opportunity to be a better person because of the experience you're going through. I don't care how painful, how difficult, or how beautiful, or how amazing. You can change who you are, how you think, and how you believe through all of it.
And you know, I have to tell you, whether it is an illness, whether it is something else that comes up for us, you know, and guys, we're going to get a little heavy for a moment. So if you're feeling it, just blow it out. Okay. Um, you know, why was I sexually molested? Why?
Yeah.
So I could teach from that place,
Yep.
massage school. Why did I lose my mom as young as I was? I mean, yes, she was 82, but then 15 months later, I lost my dad. What did that teach me? And what were those 10 years about? And why was I in 3 narcissistic relationships and then 2 narcissistic friendships? I mean, what was all that about? And I think what it does for us is it allows us to, yes, learn, but then also come from that place of teaching. And look up Alyssa Etheridge live performance of Take a Piece of My Heart by Janis Joplin.
Oh, I had forgotten she went through breast cancer. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Kim says, I've learned to rescue my inner child through meditation. I've learned that when fighting cancer myself. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Something needs to stir the pot to get the new blend of flavors on your path. Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Fine. Another t-shirt.
That's good.
That's fine. That's a good one. The mark of a true leader to be able to show up during the shit. It's not easy. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
I like that.
You know, I haven't shared this, but I will share it. My good friend that passed away, he decided to leave this world on his own accord. He was 42. And actually he came through at the mediumship with Tony Stacco, which was fascinating. He's come through like before when we did the John Holland training. Anyway, his parents died of colon cancer, and he got diagnosed and decided that he wasn't going to go through what they went through. So he decided to leave on his own accord.
Wow.
And I have a colonoscopy set for November. It makes me think of my friend Tim. It brings up some fear. It brings up the time that I was in the hospital for 3 days because I was bleeding from that, and they couldn't find out why. And they thought I had the start of diverticulosis, and it was not the start of diverticulosis, because I can eat seeds, I can eat popcorn and not have a single problem now. What I did was I shoved down when my ex said, your mom's been dead for 3 months now, you got to get over it. I shoved that pain down that it caused, like a seed in a pocket. It caused some irritation.
Mm-hmm.
And once I said, I forgive, I changed my perspective and said, I'm going to get you and how dare you. Once I said, I forgive you for that, you didn't know how to handle things in this world because I wasn't helping you handle it. I was not available. It cleared.
Oh, that's fantastic, Elias.
Cleared. It just absolutely cleared. So I don't have that. But now, you know, going into this colonoscopy where I told the person, I'm like, look, don't give me that jug thing because I'm a puker. The moment I taste a couple sips of that salty crap, I will puke it up. So they know
Yeah, it's not.
things. Yeah.
They've got a new way to do it now.
Yeah. So I've got that. And then Ginger said to me, she goes, why don't you just poop in a box? I'm like, okay, remember who you're dealing with and not pooping in a box. Gross. Just that can't,
What's pooping in a box have to do with having a colonoscopy?
because it's a colon test.
Oh.
Look at what we're talking about, everyone.
Oh.
We're going from changing your back to caca. It always goes back to the caca. That's in November, so I will ask for prayers when that happens. I think I'm going to be fine. I think
You're going to be fine.
Yeah. So changing perspective, going back. You have a picture that you want to share.
Oh, yeah. Okay, let's see if we can get this to come up.
Okay.
So I was.
You don't want to mail your.
Let me see if I can find it here real quick. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. So last night, Patrick and I have been camping for a couple of nights, and last night we had a really spiritual day. It was very beautiful, and we had a fire. Now, don't judge us. We moved the fire ring out of the way because the heat wouldn't come at us when the fire ring was on. So there's no fire ring. And so I'm just snapping photos because I felt energy around. I felt something, and I heard in my head, "We're here," and I'm like, "Oh." And so then I start telepathically asking them, if there's someone here, please let me take a picture of you, right? So this is just another way to change your perspective. Sometimes there's things around us, obviously in mediumship and in higher, I'll say otherworldly entities and things like that. You don't actually see them, right? But you can feel them, but sometimes they will allow you to take their picture. Right. So check this out. Hopefully everybody can see it. Hopefully I can. Okay, let me see if I can. Hang on. I'm gonna turn that off for a second.
And that way, and up a little bit, and there you go.
Oh my God, it shows up really good there.
Yeah.
Can everybody see that? Like, what happened?
Just touch the phone. There you go.
What's the? Oh, it's reflecting the. Okay, now let's do this.
You're good.
And look at the little blue sparkles up above, like way in the top of the screen. Like, look at all those.
Beautiful.
Like, seriously, right now, right? Like,
right.
And that is smoke, people. That is just smoke.
Fascinating, isn't it?
So I was telling Elias before we got on the call, I said, talk about changing your perspective in belief on, just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not there. And then there's these two little, I don't know if these will come through, but there's these two little fairies. See them sticking their head up around the log?
Yep.
That's just like, it's just to me, that's just absolutely just fabulous, right? This is absolutely fabulous.
And you can go into, like, look at that picture and see so many things around that. I mean, many of you have seen this. I'm going to pull this up too. Many of you have seen this picture.
Oh my God, Elias.
You've never seen this, Lisa?
No.
This was at the wedding.
Why are you holding that from me?
I thought you saw it.
No.
Yeah.
Holy
That's
shit.
the night
Look at
when we did s'mores. Let me blow that up.
See, we had to leave. We had to catch a flight.
Okay, hang on. 1 second. Hang on.
Yeah, no, you can see it's good. Yeah.
I mean, come on. Honestly. That's crazy, right?
That's amazing.
I mean, that is just.
You need to send that. You need to send that to me. I need to see it, not through the.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. Okay. Sent. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely an angel. You cannot mistake. No flash, no nothing. And the funny thing is that if I can find it,
Fabulous.
We took some other pictures. I took some pictures too and you can see it's starting to happen.
Oh my God, look at the fairy dust behind it.
Yeah.
You got to send that to me too.
Okay. Okay. You can see it's starting to happen. And it is just, again.
Who took the photos? Or is it just,
That one I took. And then somebody else took.
But you're just feeling, I just need to randomly take a photo, right? You just get a feeling. Oh.
Right? Cute. He is cute. Now look at this of Tramika and I. I was trying to make a serious face, but look what's happening back there.
Look at that. Oh my God. What a magical night. What a magical place. A
Diane
magical
said
energy.
Emmy took the angel picture. Yes, thanks, Diane. Because Diane was there. And it's just, look at this.
Oh my gosh.
There's Patty and her husband Frank. It's
wow.
It's not
phenomenal. I haven't seen any of those.
Yeah. So the veil is thinning, Angela says. Yes, the veil is finishing. Melissa, hi, Melissa. I just got a blink camera to capture aliens inside work joke, but I've been capturing so many orbs that my friends won't spend the night.
So, okay, I'm going to show you one more thing. I bought a trail camera. We have a skunk we live in a condo, and there's a skunk out back somewhere. Like it just can't, and we thought, I'm going to buy a trail camera, and I bought it for my birthday, and I'm just going to set it out back and see if I can capture anything, right? Just like, where's this little creature? And I have it to burst in 3 photos. So if it catches any motion, it's going to take a photo, 1 second later, take another one, 1 second later, take a third one. Okay. These are here. I'll just show you. I'll show you this one because it shows you the photo where this one would be 1 second. The very next second it's okay. Wait. Oh, there. Look at that.
Wow.
And then the very next picture after that is blank again.
Wow.
But I've been feeling, and I've been telepathically asking aliens to show up, because I said, please let me catch you. I got this new trail camera, and I would love for you to show me that you're out there. Doesn't that look like a beam of light coming down from one of them?
Light. They're like, beam you in. We're beaming you in. Right.
So a guy had confirmed it for us.
Yeah, that's fascinating. Carson says, speaking of, anyone catch the solar eclipse this morning? I did not. I know that Emmy was looking at it, and the ring of fire is around the moon. And so
right now?
No, it only lasts for about a minute.
Oh.
Super cool. But because it's a lunar eclipse today. So and it's a new moon. So tomorrow, guys, just to let you guys know, you're going to need a crystal tomorrow. We're going to do a new moon meditation with a crystal. We're going to do it a little bit different. Okay. So it's going to be fascinating. Tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Pacific, 6 o'clock. I'm sorry, 7 o'clock. So let me try this again. 7 o'clock Pacific, 8 o'clock Mountain, 9 o'clock Central, 10 o'clock Eastern to join us. Now, look at this. We're like wrapping it up here. Oh my God. I just love having you on, and I hope you come back as many times as you want. What's going on with you, Lisa? Like, I know you're doing some in-house because you're in Ohio, not Iowa, but Columbus, in Ohio.
Yep, Columbus, Ohio.
Columbus, Ohio. What's going on? Like, you're doing a mediumship training class, right?
Yeah, so I'm doing a mediumship class. I believe it's the first Saturday of November, and it's all day, 9 to 6 at the Reiki Center. So if anybody's local and wants to come, I still haven't figured out tech wise how to do anything online. I got to change my perspective on that now, don't I?
you. I will help you.
Yeah.
I'll
Oh,
help
thank you, Delora. Thank
you,
you for posting that.
Laura.
But I am doing a couple radio shows this week as a guest. I'm doing a show on Wednesday morning with Bonnie Albers on air through Blog Talk Radio, and then I'm doing another one Wednesday evening. But I'll have to get that information.
Okay.
It's someone new that's offered to have me on, and once I get all that information, I'll post it on my Facebook page.
Kim says, Lisa, I'm near you. Yay.
Yay. Okay, Kim. I'm
Yes.
Columbus, Ohio. So if you want to check out any of the classes, check out my website. Always has my classes on there. And Elias, I'll come back anytime. I just love being here with your peeps.
I love having you. And we'll have you on the podcast. If you haven't joined the podcast, please go to mindbodyspirit.fm. That's mindbodyspirit.fm. Look for Inner Voice. It's available on Spotify, Google, and Apple. 2 podcasts for the first 3 months. We're doing 2 a month. And then after that, we're doing once a week. So it's going to be amazing. Hello, Andrea. Thank you. Okay, Sharon, thanks for being here. Mwah. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You remember Sharon from the retreat?
I'm sure, yeah. I met so many people.
I know you did. And speaking of retreat, we have a retreat at the end of the month, October 27th through the 29th. 4 people unfortunately had to back out of the retreat, so I have 4 spots available. If you're interested, let me know. Let me know if you're interested. There's still availability if you're interested. Love to have you. And it's called Honoring Your Inner Voice. You don't want to miss it. Amanda says, thank you for your great info and perspective. Yes.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Delora, for posting that. I appreciate that. And yes, thank you, Delora, once again. It's at Terra Muse Retreat Center in Mechanicsville, Iowa. It's in Iowa.
Iowa? How the heck did you get to Iowa?
Where is Iowa from you?
It's hours and hours and hours. Yeah. Hours
and hours and hours. Okay. The kids, I think, are coming home. They're going to bark. So, yeah. Amanda says, yes, I absolutely have so much more things to ponder over. Yes. And Shonda, let's do it. Shonda, let's do it. What we talked about. Just come. Talk to the hubby and let's just have you come. Not many hours, only 10 from Pittsburgh. Okay.
I thought it would be many Iowa.
So how far are you from Chicago?
5.
Okay.
I think we're 5 hours from Chicago.
Okay. So maybe it's 8 hours for you. I'm not sure. Dolores says it's 5.5 hours from Indy. We can carpool. Yes, there you go. Because it's a lot of fun. So if you haven't been on a retreat, guys, come on a retreat. Now, tomorrow, guys, we'll be here 7 p.m. Pacific time for the new moon meditation. Bring your crystal with you. Bring your crystal. And look at this with the druzy. Now I remembered it. Oh, no, that's not the one. Hang on. This one has druzies on it.
Oh, look at that. That is beautiful.
Isn't that cool little druzy? And then this one is a green amethyst. It is called a purulite. And this one always makes me think of you.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
This is the yeah. It makes me think of you, Lisa.
What is it? Aquamarine or
aqua aura? Aqua aura.
Wow.
And then this was something special. Celestite.
Oh, look at that.
So I always think of blue with you. I don't know why. I don't know. But anyway, so guys, please follow my friend Lisa. Lisa, you do newsletters, don't you? Lisa and I are gonna have a little a little business chat together.
We're gonna have a little business chat. I do. I absolutely. Yeah, I have a. Yeah, let's.
Let's do it. Yes.
Yeah, I need. I.
Um,
I need to get back on that. Absolutely. Yeah.
this is
You can.
called,
You can join my list by
yeah.
going to my website and adding your email. I just haven't sent any out for a while. It's been a
Excuse
lot.
me.
It's been a lot going on. It's been a
Yes,
lot getting my energy shifted back around and getting me in a new perspective.
exactly. Mary Coco McCormick, good to see you. Sheila says, I do want to go on another retreat. Not sure I want to fly. So
Yeah.
don't fly. If it is, what is it from, H says it's only 10 and a half hours away from Pittsburgh. So you and H could go ahead and be on a retreat together. Just saying. Just saying. Did you guys have a good time? Oh, thank you so much. That's for the anniversary, so I wanted to surprise your dad. So, okay. So, what else? Oh, I hope he's not watching this. Hope you're not watching this.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. What kind of crystal is the best for tomorrow night? Leslie, thank you so much for asking. Whatever crystal tickles your fancy. That's what I'm going to tell you. Got to get Connecticut booked. Yes, I will get Connecticut booked. And here's the thing. She doesn't know this yet, but I'm just going to say it. I'm just going to announce it. She doesn't know it. She's going to say yes anyway. So Lisa and I are going to co-facilitate a retreat together next year. And we'll keep you posted on that. So
Yeah, I think that would be fabulous.
I think we would have so much freaking fun. So, okay.
Yeah.
You were the best flying buddy. I wouldn't have survived without you. You're sweet. Yay, coming to Connecticut. Yes. Client launches on the 20th, and I just burned all my PTO for the year with this COVID. You are okay, girl. You are okay. Woohoo! Yes, I know. In Iowa, Amanda says, we'll see. We'll see. You two. Oh, hey, Pat.
I agree, Pat.
The retreat in Ohio.
Yeah.
I'm willing. I'm willing. You just got to find a place, Lisa. Okay, I will let you know, Jill, what's happening. Guys, thank you so much for being here, everyone. Remember to take a look at things a little bit differently. Please keep your prayers for our world, for peace and kindness. Also, please remember that you all are special. You all have a perspective that's different, and it teaches a lot to everyone. We may not agree, but we can agree to disagree, and we can be open to hearing. So thank you for being here. Tomorrow night, we've got on the Tiki Talk tomorrow, 4:30 p.m. We got Spirit Psychic Popcorn, 4:30 Pacific time. And if you're local at Portland, tomorrow, 11:30, we've got the Empowering the Empath at the New Renaissance, or as my series says, and as my friends in the UK say, the New Renaissance bookstore tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. Pacific time. All right. As always, we are here to connect. And when we connect, we educate. And then as we educate, we grow. There is unity in community. From my heart to yours. Mwah. And yes, Delora, I do know about the retreat center with the Serpent Mounds. That is in Ohio. I know of that one, and I was almost going to do that one. So thank you for the reminder, because that's something that Lisa and I could talk about. All right, everybody. Thank you, Lisa. Hold that phone for a moment, and we'll talk to you.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Bye, everybody.